This fabric feels like nothing else, softer than cotton, smoother than most synthetics. But it started life as a plant.
Bamboo, one of the fastest growing plants on Earth. These dense, rigid stalks can be turned into thread.
The gap between forest and factory floor is one of the most fascinating and most misunderstood industrial processes. You've seen the labels: bamboo, natural, eco. But here's what almost nobody tells you about what actually happens.
I'm going to walk you through every single industrial step. The chemistry, the machines, the trade-offs, and the real reason.
Harvesting, pulping, dissolving, spinning, weaving, finishing.
Not all bamboo becomes fabric. The industry overwhelmingly uses Moso bamboo.
A single Moso shoot can reach its full adult height in under 60 days. No other timber plant on Earth comes close.
Because bamboo grows from a root network, not a replanted seed, harvesting one stalk doesn't kill the plant.
Moso bamboo requires no irrigation in most of its native range. It also outcompetes weeds so aggressively.
Studies from Zhejiang University show Moso bamboo sequesters significantly more carbon per hectare than comparable timber forests.
But here's where the story gets complicated, because none of what I just told you about bamboo's natural credentials directly transfers to the fabric.
Bamboo is harvested at 4 to 5 years of age, the point where the cellulose content is highest.
In smaller or higher altitude plantations, stalks are still cut by hand. Larger flat terrain
Within 24 to 48 hours of cutting, stalks are transported to processing facilities.
At the facility, incoming stalks are cross-cut into sections, typically 20 to 30 centimeters long.
Here is the most important fork in the entire bamboo fabric story. Different ways to turn bamboo into wearable fiber. You crush the bamboo stalk, soften it with water and natural enzymes, then comb out the long cellulose fibers. The result is a coarse, linen-like fabric with visible texture. It's genuinely natural. It's genuinely sustainable.
The mechanical process wastes most of the plant. You can only extract long cellulose fibers from the outer layer.
The chemical process produces what's technically called regenerated cellulose fiber. In 2013, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission fined multiple major retailers for mislabeling rayon as bamboo.
The industry's counter-argument is that the cellulose molecules still originate from bamboo.
For the rest of this video, we're walking through the chemical viscose process.
Those 20-centimeter bamboo sections go into industrial chippers that reduce them to small, white fragments. Quality control starts here. Chip moisture content must fall within a precise range. Chips enter a pre-steaming vessel where steam at 100 to 120 degrees Celsius softens the lignin. Lignin is bamboo's structural glue. It makes the stalk rigid and hard. Steamed chips enter a kraft digester, a pressurized cooking vessel that can hold several tons of material.
At 150 to 170 degrees Celsius, over 90 to 80 minutes.
The black liquor is drained and separated. The remaining cellulose mass, now called pulp, is thoroughly washed to remove residual chemicals. Bleaching removes residual lignin color and brightens the pulp to the white needed for dyeable fabric. The washed, bleached pulp is pressed into flat sheets and dried.
The word viscose comes from the Latin for viscous, thick and sticky, and that's exactly what the cellulose becomes in this stage.
Pulp sheets enter a steeping press where they soak in an 18 to 20% sodium hydroxide solution. The steeped sheets are shredded into a fluffy white material called alkali cellulose, or simply crumbs. The crumbs age in rotating drums for 24 to 48 hours at controlled temperature. Now comes the most chemically significant step. Carbon disulfide is added to the aged crumbs inside a sealed vessel.
Carbon disulfide is toxic,
flammable, and has serious occupational health implications.
The cellulose xanthate is dissolved in dilute sodium hydroxide, forming the thick amber solution. The viscose solution is filtered multiple times to remove undissolved particles, then deaerated under vacuum to remove air bubbles. The filtered viscose ages another 4 to 8 hours, a second ripening. The xanthate groups redistribute along the cellulose. Quality control teams test every batch with a ball drop viscometer. Too thick or too thin, and the batch is rejected. This is a spinneret, a metal plate drilled with anywhere from 500 to 30,000 microscopic holes. Each spinneret hole is between 50 and 100 microns in diameter, roughly the same width as a human hair. The spinneret sits submerged in a coagulation bath containing sulfuric acid, sodium sulfate, and zinc sulfate. The sulfuric acid reacts with the cellulose xanthate, decomposing it back to pure cellulose. Modern facilities capture the released CS2 gas through enclosed bath systems and send it to recovery units. As the filaments emerge from the bath, guide rollers bring hundreds of individual filaments together into a single yarn. A dilute sodium sulfide wash removes residual sulfur compounds that would cause yellowing and odor in the finished fabric. A final clean water rinse. Then the yarn enters a drying oven at 80 to 100 degrees Celsius. They can use the continuous filament yarn as is, long, smooth, silk-like, or they can cut it into short lengths called staple fiber. For staple fiber, the continuous tow passes through a precision cutting machine set to a specific length.
Most bamboo fabric you've worn is staple fiber because it can be blended with cotton or spandex, produces a softer hand feel.
Staple fiber is hydraulically compressed into bales, typically 200 to 500 kilograms, sealed in moisture-proof film.
Continuous filament yarn is precision wound onto cones for direct use in weaving or knitting.
Fiber fineness is measured in denier. Standard bamboo viscose is spun at 1.0 to 1.5 denier.
Bales of bamboo staple arrive at the spinning mill and go through opening. The loose fiber passes through a carding machine. Multiple slivers are fed into a drawing frame simultaneously, typically 4 to 8 at once.
The sliver goes through a roving frame, which further attenuates and adds a slight twist. Roving feeds into ring spinning machines, the dominant industrial spinning technology.
Rotors spinning at over 100,000 RPM produce yarn without the continuous strand. Yarn thickness is described by count, knee in the English system. Bamboo viscose is typically spun between knee 20 and knee 40. Spun yarn is rewound onto cones through an electronic yarn clearer that detects and removes thick spots. Many bamboo fabric applications use two-ply yarn, two singles twisted together on a doubling machine.
Finished yarn cones are inspected against specification, count deviation, strength, elongation, evenness.
Yarn now goes to fabric construction, either weaving or knitting. Woven fabric starts with warping, winding thousands of parallel yarn ends onto a warp beam at precisely controlled tension. Warp threads are coated with a size solution, typically modified starch or PVA, that protects them from abrasion.
Modern bamboo fabric is woven on rapier or air-jet looms running at 600 to 900 picks per minute.
The three primary weave structures produce fundamentally different fabrics.
For t-shirts, underwear, and activewear, bamboo yarn goes to circular knitting machines. Flatbed knitting machines produce shaped panels for structured garments. It goes through initial inspection before the finishing process begins.
The first finishing step is desizing, removing the starch size applied to the warp before weaving.
Scouring follows, a hot alkaline wash that removes spinning oils, lubricants, and any remaining impurities from the fiber.
Bamboo viscose is chemically cellulose, the same polymer as cotton, so it uses the same reactive dye chemistry.
Most bamboo fabric is dyed in jet machines. The fabric ropes through a high-velocity dye liquor jet. Reactive dyes form a covalent chemical bond with the cellulose. The dye molecule becomes part of the fiber. Sodium sulfate is added first to exhaust the dye into the fiber. Then sodium carbonate is metered in to raise pH. After fixation, the fabric goes through an extensive hot wash-off sequence to remove unfixed dye and salt. White bamboo fabric gets a dose of optical brightening agents, fluorescent compounds that absorb UV light. Softening is applied by patting the fabric passes through a softener bath containing silicone or cationic compounds. Calendering passes the fabric between large heated rollers. This flattens the surface fibers and produces a smooth surface. Bamboo viscose has a tendency to shrink in the first wash. Sanforizing mechanically pre-shrinks the fabric. Some manufacturers apply antimicrobial finishes containing silver ions or zinc compounds. Finished fabric runs through automated inspection systems, where high-resolution cameras scan the entire surface.
Approved fabric is rolled onto cores at controlled tension, measured for width and length, wrapped in moisture-proof film.
The bamboo plant is sustainable, but when it becomes a t-shirt, it has passed through 5 major chemical processes.
Producing 1 kilogram of bamboo viscose fabric requires approximately 100 to 130 liters of process water.
Energy consumption per kilogram of bamboo viscose sits between conventional cotton and synthetic polyester.
Lyocell, sold commercially as Tencel, uses a completely different solvent, NMMO.
A Ecotech Standard 100 certification, it verifies the finished fabric is free from harmful chemical residues.
The honest truth is that most brands marketing bamboo as a simple natural fiber are obscuring the industrial chemistry. As a consumer, 3 questions cut through the marketing. Does it have Ecotech certification?
Mechanical bamboo processing is also seeing a quiet revival in Japan and parts of Europe. Researchers are now working on enzyme-based bamboo pulping that could replace sodium hydroxide entirely. Bamboo forest, kraft digester, viscose solution, spinning bath, ring frame, rapier loom.
Next time you're at a store, flip the label. If it says bamboo fabric or bamboo rayon, you know exactly what that means.
I want to know what you think in the comments. Now that you know the chemistry involved.
If this was the first time you've watched this channel, subscribe.